I didn't want to have to make this video. I quit playing Monster Hunter World on September 25th, and you guys have since spoken out to me in the comment section. Here's what you said. This is so sad. Alexa, play the Betelgeuse theme. Hello everyone, and welcome. This is Thegameconomist, and today we need to talk about a very important and sensitive subject. Back in September of 2018, roughly a month ago, I made a video where I explained that I was leaving Monster Hunter World. Well, today I'm announcing that I have returned, and I promise you'll be shocked when I explain why.
Boom.
The video where I talked about quitting Monster Hunter World, it was basically bullshit because I had only played the game for about 1,600 hours before sharing my thoughts. I did not actually play the game for longer than the entire 2,000 hours you need in order to unlock everything in the game, so I guess you could say that I didn't really have the decorations, the Kulve Taroth weapons, or really the experience to talk about farming dung pods the way that I did. And I wanted to start this video by apologizing to anyone that got the impression that I had played Monster Hunter World for a full 2,000 hours before being so critical about it, in case I pissed you off. Because I know there were a couple of people who got into my guild card to see how long I had actually played with the hunting horn, and if I had defeated Extreme Behemoth yet, and how many dung pods I had actually stockpiled. But the truth is that I haven't defeated Extreme Behemoth, and my most used weapon is actually the heavy bowgun. So for those people out there who main hunting horns and who corrected me on being a corner horner, I apologize. And I realize now that you aren't supposed to be spamming heals from the corner. You're supposed to be in the corner spamming tool use drain reduced, because every time you activate that buff, the cooldown on Temporal Mantle is decreased by 10 seconds, which is why the Dancing Devil is the best hunting horn in the game. Also, I know I claim to have gathered over 100 piles of dung, but that was a lie, and I'm owning up to it. So I'm sorry, and I hope you guys can forgive me, and I would like to quote the Bible when I say, "An action committed in anger is an action doomed to failure." So I was wrong to be angry at Monster Hunter World, and wrong to be angry at Betelgeuse for interrupting probably 50% of all of my investigations. The good news is that over the past 24 hours, I decided to give this game another try, and with my Palico kitty here, we've been playing the game non-stop every second for an entire afternoon, and it's been a really great experience. And I wanted to take a look at where my viewpoints have now evolved, as well as go over some stuff Bungie is doing with Monster Hunter World throughout the next few months to the end of the year. But first, I want to also talk about another reason why I decided to come back. Recently, I explained how my online girlfriend, Svetlana, has been asking for more money so that she can save up and come over here to the United States. And as you all know, YouTube is one of the 3 ways I'm able to afford to help Svetlana out. Of course, my main work comes from day trading Pokemon cards on eBay, and I'm part of a group of RuneScape hackers that sell gold, an avenue of work that really took off after, well, I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but Jagex had to put an end to child labor sweatshops that would grind for gold by having kids in North Korea grind for U-logs. And what they do is, in the game, they'd flood Varrock selling those U-logs, undercutting the U-log economy. I won't bother you with all the details. The point is that the sweatshops in North Korea went away, and now only true RuneScape hackers like myself are able to make a good living off of that game. And for a while, I thought I could keep up with my bills and my online girlfriend if I tried cutting in some clickbait apology videos for Minecraft to pair along with my regular informative content on playing Minecraft. But what can I say? After I stopped beating up animals in Monster Hunter World and went back to beating up monsters in Minecraft, I lost a lot of my YouTube traffic, and therefore the ad revenue really dried up. So when I told Svetlana that I was going to have to reduce how much money I sent her, her brother Nikolai ended up contacting me and letting me know she was really upset with this and didn't want to talk to me for a while. And I know whenever Nikolai has to step in that I've really done something wrong, because he's such a protective brother. So one thing is clear about Monster Hunter World: right now it's still a very popular game, and popularity is the single best measure of the quality of a video game. Just look at games like Candy Crush, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. So the first major issue I want to talk about is player popularity for Monster Hunter World. Really, it's a game that has had an impressively steady amount of growth throughout its product lifecycle, and the reason for this is attributed to the quantity and consistency of the rotating weekly content, which we know gamers absolutely love. With rotating content, you only have a limited amount of time to enjoy what you paid for, and then it has to go away for a while. Kind of like the amount of time I get to talk with Svetlana. I get a few minutes, and then she has to go, but she always comes back to me, and that's why our relationship is so strong. The player activity from Steam's website shows how Monster Hunter World started with a small player base from launch and basically only grew larger and larger. And so you can see how these lines I've used as a prop just proves that Bungie's strategy of turning their latest Monster Hunter game into a service has really paid off. And Bungie is able to drip even more DLC like these seasonal events because of the cosmetic microtransactions for emotes and outfits for the handler. Traditional game products like Destiny 2, where you get everything you paid for up front, the population for a game like that has the more familiar bell curve, because players get one good major experience from the content after buying it, and then there isn't much left to do afterwards. So the average gamer goes back to the better made free-to-play games like Fortnite and Candy Crush, and that's when you see the downward curve on the graph for Destiny 2. Of course, on the matter of games as a service, Monster Hunter World treads on a very contentious line where some will argue that Bungie may have cut too much content out of the original game only to leak it back to the players later, or that they released a half-finished game and that they give you the rest as, quote, free DLC, and that when they do create the rest of the new content, it's cheap work that was just recycled from already existing assets in the game. A notorious game development company, Nintendo, has been the single largest culprit of this held-back content strategy and has basically destroyed their reputation as a wholesome game developer, whereas better studios built their reputation through successful storytelling and making character brands that we love and remember from childhood. On the other hand, look at Nintendo's stock portfolio. You can see that games as a service and microtransactions are where the money is at, and Monster Hunter World has been very savvy to incorporate that model into their own game. And that's why, when one of Nintendo's most famous game developers, the creator of both Mario and Half-Life, Shigeru Miyamoto, when he's confronted with criticisms about Nintendo's monetization strategy, he says, accept it or don't buy the game, and you know what? He's absolutely right. I guess what I've realized is that it's convenient for me to sit back in my living room criticizing companies like Nintendo for being greedy with their DLC, yet somehow I always end up playing their games again, the same way I am back playing Monster Hunter World. I considered whether the problem was me and whether I have just become too entitled to free content from the likes of YouTube, Facebook, Imgur, the free-to-play apps on my Apple iPhone X, and all of the pirating I've done in the past years back when I would sell bootleg DVDs of Lord of the Rings on eBay. Maybe my expectations are so high on what quality of entertainment I deserve for free, and I have so little of my own adult ambition for what I could create and give to society with my own free time, that I would rather just lay around in bed watching narcissistic, clickbait game critics on YouTube who better articulate my disgust with everything, including myself, because let's be honest, this use of my time is neither fulfilling to me nor anyone I know, yet I just can't seem to stop watching, and my feelings of disgust even start to spread toward the critics that spoon-feed me my own opinions, especially if they say something I didn't agree with, or I become so familiar with their video formula that I see beyond the entertainment facade and have genuine feelings of boredom, which makes me feel like I've been tricked into watching a quality of entertainment that I never consented to. Gotcha. However, it was at this point that I told Nikolai about all these things I've been contemplating, and he sternly reminded me that his sister, my online girlfriend, would likely not want to talk to me for a while if I didn't get back to the YouTube grind. And so here I am, and the reality is that I love Monster Hunter World, and I love all of you as well. So don't forget to smash the like button, ring the bell, share the video, leave a comment that I will definitely read and react to, join me on Facebook, join me on Twitter, join me on Discord, and especially please donate to me on Patreon, or I may not get to speak with my online girlfriend for a while. Now I want to move on to talking about the problem with dung pods. Up until now, I've been farming them the hard way, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to stop playing Monster Hunter World, the other reason being that Kulve would never drop me the Glutton Heavy Bowgun, and maybe the last reason was that Bungie has been too slow in announcing extreme arch-tempered monsters. But I have good news for everyone on each of these issues. There is actually a much faster way to obtain dung pods that I did not realize until someone in the comment section reached out to me about. It speeds up your dung pod farming by so much that you will be shocked, and really I'm going to be saving that detail for last, so let me go ahead and talk about how you can get the Kulve Taroth Glutton Heavy Bowgun faster. After lots and lots of testing with my friends, we discovered that Kulve Taroth rewards are dependent on which weapon you're holding at the time that you receive the rewards at the Gathering Hub. My friend Yamato Katana got his first Glutton Heavy Bowgun while holding on to the Legia Shattercrust. And by the way, Legia Shattercrust is an excellent Kulve Taroth counter weapon in the first place because it deals pierce damage with the pierce ammo, so you can just use that weapon and then collect the rewards to get the Glutton. Then my other friend Yasufusa got his first Glutton Heavy Bowgun after dismantling 2 of the Rarity 6 Glutton Heavy Bowguns, which, let's be honest, those aren't very good, so there's no reason to keep them. And then when he defeated Kulve Taroth for the 69th time using fire ammo on the Thegameconomist, he got the Glutton Heavy Bowgun as well. So we're pretty sure in order to get the weapon you want from Kulve Taroth, you have to be using a weapon from the same weapon class. If you want to help others learn this important tip, then don't forget to share this video as a PSA topic to Reddit and GameFAQs. The Monster Hunter subreddit especially loves PSA posts. Then there's the issue of Bungie not releasing extreme Arch-Tempered monsters soon enough. However, we have learned that you will have to fight Arch-Tempered Zora Magdaros, and you're not going to have to fight him on his back, you're actually going to have to fight him as a monster and kill him. So this is going to be really exciting, and I think it's going to bring that level of difficulty that we're all looking for. But you know what else? I've come to realize that it's okay if Bungie doesn't release a lot of DLC quickly. There's still plenty of other things to do in Monster Hunter World, especially now that I don't have to farm dung pods the old way anymore. I have a lot more time to explore and play all of the other exciting game modes. In fact, I've decided I want to spend more time alone in the arena. Before I quit playing, I had been super annoyed that Bungie still hadn't implemented matchmaking for arena. But I've come to the realization that having to create LFG posts online to find a random who happened to be online and looking to play the same arena quests as I want to play is part of the fun of playing Monster Hunter World and really is part of the charm. So I don't mind that, and I also don't mind playing arena alone. It just adds to the challenge. Okay. And now let's talk about those dung pods. Some of you have been farming them the old way like me, where you have to follow an apex monster around until they eat and then poop out a fresh turd for you to pick up and add to all the other items in your item pouch. For obvious reasons, this was a very cumbersome and time-consuming process, but now I'm going to share with you a technique for getting the dung pods faster, and really this is the bread and butter of my YouTube channel. So if you really like informative videos, be sure to subscribe. My videos help players discover these superior strategies for playing the game, and I love sharing them with you all. And so for farming dung pods, I learned that all you have to do is go into your optional quests and look up a high-rank Anjanath quest. Then when you load the quest up, you'll notice just outside of the northern camp, there's a fresh turd already waiting for you at the beginning of the quest. After you picked up those large smelly piles of feces, just abandon the quest and return to camp, and then start the quest over, repeating the process in a loop. I'm calling it the poop loop. Bazilgues will be confounded with the amount of poop you can farm using this one simple trick. And that's all. If you made it this far into the video, add poop loop to your comment in the comment section so that everyone else who didn't bother watching the whole video has no idea what is going on. With that being said, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.